she's so fine. Hell of a ride, blows my mind. Hell of a ride, lights my day.
What's good, guys? That's how I normally start my videos out. I want to say, not this story. This story's not good. It literally disgusted me. It's coming out of Middletown, Ohio, and this article is dated today, March the 1st, 2021. I hope I can get it up tonight. It says, mother shows little remorse after confessing to killing son, police chief says. The Middletown mother charged with murdering her 6-year-old son drove to a Preble County wildlife area on Friday to abandon him and then ran over him when he tried to get back in the car, court records show. Brittany Gosney, 29, told Middletown police she sped off, dragged her son, James Robert Hutchinson, for a distance before returning about 30 to 40 minutes later. She said she found him dead in the middle of the parking lot with a head injury. When she drove back to the scene, Gosney, quote, stated she picked the child up, put him back in the vehicle, and drove back to their home on Crawford Street, where she took the child in the house and placed him in an upstairs bedroom, end quote, police wrote in her criminal complaint. Gosney's other 2 kids were inside of the car with her the entire time, Middletown Police Chief David Burke said on Monday. Those 2 kids were not harmed, and Burke said Gosney has not mentioned if she intended to harm them also. Quote, this has really touched my soul and my heart, Chief Burke said. My kids are older, but my youngest is 16. But I'm sitting there, the poor 6-year-old has no idea what's going on and what's happening. And for the other kids to go through this too, it's just heartbreaking, end quote. The next day, Chief Burke said Gosney and her boyfriend, James Hamilton, drove to the Ohio River and put her son's body in the water. Current information suggests Hutchinson was dropped in the river on I-275 near Lawrenceburg, Indiana, according to the chief. Middletown police say she reported her son missing around 10:15 a.m. on Sunday and later confessed to killing him and working with Hamilton to dispose of the 6-year-old boy's body. Chief Burke said when Gosney and Hamilton came to the police station, something was odd from the beginning. The 2 even gave conflicting stories while making the missing person report, the chief said. The different stories given by Gosney and Hamilton indicated something was wrong, according to Chief Burke. Gosney has shown little remorse since confessing to killing her son, the chief said. Quote, this mother is not showing much remorse at this time, but she has confessed to doing this. That's why we're able to get these charges, explained Chief Burke. We'll know more once James is recovered and the coroner is able to do an autopsy, end quote. There's a tweet. We'll come back to that. It says, that's a picture of Brittany Gosney. It says Gosney is charged with murder, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence. Her boyfriend, Hamilton, is charged with abuse of a corpse and tampering with evidence. That's a picture of James Hamilton, 42. A judge has set bond at $1 million for Gosney and on Monday, today, while Hamilton's bond was set at $100,000. Both are due back in court on March the 8th. The 2 other children in their home have been removed, according to police. Officers say they will be working with trained searchers in an attempt to recover the little boy's body this week. They say the river is very high and treacherous, so they will not be disclosing the exact location in hopes of avoiding another tragic incident. Of course, there's a video with this. I'm going to go ahead and play the video now.
That's breaking at 6 o'clock. It's all centered around the 3 people you see on your screen. The key pieces in a Middletown murder case.
On the left is James Hutchinson. Police say the 6-year-old was killed allegedly by his own mother, and the woman in the middle, her name is Brittany Gosney, and his body was thrown into the Ohio River by Gosney and the man on the right, her boyfriend, James Hamilton.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Rob Williams.
And I'm Chris Riva. We begin team coverage tonight, this rapidly developing case. Let's send things now to Ken Brown.
Yeah, this is a difficult story to swallow, to say the least. Court records show that Brittany Gosney killed her 6-year-old son after attempting to leave him in a Preble County park. Now, both Gosney and her boyfriend, James Hamilton, were in court here in Middletown behind me. A young mother attempts to abandon her 6-year-old child in a large rural state park, driving off, dragging the child, and ultimately killing the young boy who was desperately trying to get back in his mother's car. The print on these court documents are enough to leave a horrific imprint in the back of your brain.
No 6-year-old needs this. No 6-year-old deserves this. This is heartbreaking for all of us.
Court records show Brittany Gosney admitted to driving her 6-year-old son, James Hutchinson, to Rush Run Park in Preble County and attempting to leave him in the parking lot. Gosney allegedly told detectives the boy tried to get back inside the car, and when he did, she sped off, dragging him. The court documents say that she returned 30 to 40 minutes later to find the boy dead with an injury to his head. That's when she took the body and returned home. The police chief revealing today that James's 2 siblings were along for the unimaginable ride. Both were not hurt.
The mother is not showing much remorse at this time, but she has confessed to doing this. That's why we're able to get the charges. We'll know more once James is recovered and we can get a coroner to do an autopsy.
Recovering the body will be difficult. Police records indicate both Gosney and her boyfriend, James Hamilton, admitted to dropping the young boy's body in the Ohio River. While multiple agencies searched for James's body, his mother appeared before a judge, seemingly struggling to understand basic court proceedings.
Would you like court-appointed counsel, ma'am?
I don't understand.
You want to talk to a lawyer?
Where's Officer Hoover?
Well, he's not in here right now. What about the
Well,
lawyer?
I have a learning disability, so I'm not understanding what you're saying.
She seemed to be communicating fine. She understands right from wrong. She understood her constitutional rights.
While Gosney and her boyfriend wait a week for their preliminary hearings, a community and even detectives struggle with the details of the case.
I'm just sitting there, poor 6-year-old has no idea, what's going on and what's happening. And for the other kids to go through this too, it's just heartbreaking.
Gosney's bond has been set at $1 million. Her boyfriend, James Hamilton's bond has been set at $100,000 for his involvement in all of this. Both are expected back in court on Monday, the 8th. Reporting in Middletown, Ken Brown, Fox 19 Now.
So I went back to the Twitter post that was included in that article. It's a post from Peyton Del Bradley. It says, police have entered the home of Brittany Gosney and James Hamilton. No information as to what they were looking for, but an officer can be seen carrying out a brown bag after leaving the property. Let's watch this video.
Now, do you know anything about the drive Sir?
Do we have the pictures of this inspection section?
I didn't either. I really
Couldn't make it any bigger, but you can see where they busted out the window pane to unlock the door. This story just rips your heart out. Look at that sweet little face. And I don't give a damn about a learning disability. She knew right from wrong. There's no telling what this 6-year-old or the other 2 children have endured in their time with Brittany Gosney. And I feel so bad for those children that were in the car that probably didn't understand why their mother was dumping off their little brother at a park. And just thinking about him wanting to get back into the car and having her dragging him is horrific. I mean, it's just horrific. There's a special place for people like her. I'm going to follow this story. Thank you so much, Tracy, for sending this to me. I really appreciate it. I'm going to stay hot on this. Thanks for watching, guys.